Hello everybody, Vanakkam. I'm Bhavna Kumar and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you the BTS of my small business. That is the process of how I made 50 resin coasters in beach theme for a wedding hamper. For people who don't know, I have a small business. I'm a mandala artist. I sell coloring books and I make custom art pieces. This video can be helpful for those people who make bulk orders of any artwork, because the way I plan and schedule, it can give you some tips of how you can also do. And this video will also be helpful for those people, the resin artist people. I'm going to show you 2 or 3 ways of how I bring the beach effect using resin. So let's make bulk order and get into the video. So the first one is idea. The customer came to me and told me that I want something handmade in quantity of 50. I'm a person who makes mostly mandala and then resin pieces. So I asked her if she wants something in mandala or resin. She told me that I would like mandala dream catchers. So I thought okay, so I sent a few reference. Then she came up with the idea that I want the artwork to resonate something to Mangalore, since the wedding is happening in Mangalore. So the first thing came to my mind was beach. So I gave just a random idea of, do you want resin coasters in beach theme? So even she liked the idea of beach coasters. Now in that we had to improvise on what to do with the coasters. So she said she wanted something personalized with that coaster. So I came up with the idea, let's do resin beach theme and we'll add initials of yours in the middle and little bit shells I decided in the last moment. Then I drew a rough sketch of how my idea is and showed it to her and she liked it. Once the confirmation was done, like pakka sure, I wanted to do sample pieces so that I can show her how it would look. For the sample pieces, I made 2 sample pieces. While showing, one was with the golden edges and it was asymmetric. The edges not like a proper circle but a little asymmetric. The other one was without golden edges, just the coasters with the initials, and that's it, full round. So she chose the asymmetric with golden edges. So now the plan was confirmed that this is the one we want. Payment, I usually, according to the customer, either take the full amount at first or take the advance, and advance also varies. It's not usually fully 50%. I take around 60 or 70 according to the requirement. Once I get the advance payment, I go on to my inventory check. The things that I need for this coasters are resin. I will go for 2 type of resin, one for the base making and for top layer, which will give like a perfect glossy effect, that type of resin. So 2 type of resin. I need pigments, I need shells, I need golden sheets, so to create the initials of the bride and groom, and then shells. And I also need one more thing, that is the cell serum to give the waves effect for my beach theme resin coasters. So I checked, I had pigments already with me. The things additionally I wanted was the resin, 2 type of resin, the cell serum and golden sheets and shell. One more main inventory that I needed was the circle round silicone mold to make the coasters. Now I already had 5 quantity of the molds. How much more mold I wanted, I decided on that. So I decided and came to the number that I need 5 more because I just have to make 50. These are the things additionally I wanted. How I calculate the amount of materials that I need. What I do is, before making the sample itself, I had calculated the base of the resin, how much it weighs, and also after the top layer, how much the total resin coaster weighs. So in that way, I knew that how much resin quantity I will need to make the base. Or what you can do, if you have a finished product, you can calculate that you need. Now it's time to buy all the inventory. So the first one is base resin. I got locally from my dealer whom I usually buy the resin from. Top layer of the resin, for that I got it from Amazon. I got from the brand Epoch. They have the best resin, I feel. The gloss is amazing when you pour for the top layer. For molds, shells and cell serum, I got it from this online store that is based in Chennai. So I literally ordered them and got it delivered to my house through Rapido. So that I'll mention the brand name over here. I already had a cricket machine. I needed gold sheet, so I thought why not buy with the local craft store that I know. You can also order from them through online. I'll mention the brand name. They have very affordable one in a packet. They sell a packet of gold sheets. You can also get the cricket machines or gold sheet that you get online in Amazon, but I do not prefer that because I do not get the size that my machine is, and it's very difficult for me to bind the proper gold shade that I want, and it's very confusing. So I just get it from the person that I always get from. Now once I've got all the materials inventory that I need, now it's time to make the timetable. Now I'm a person who plans everything proper, pakka sure before itself, and literally like proper organized way, because that makes my work easy. So I'm going to show you how I make the timetable. So the first thing I do is I take a fresh page, I write what is the topic, and then I make like a mini calendar type, and then I have to calculate the start and the end date. So I'll put a start date, I'll mark the start date, and the end date would be 3 days prior to the day that I have to deliver the products. So before the 3 days is so that after the end date I have 3 days to see, check, do the final checking everything, and do any emergency work that is needed. If I have missed on something, I do in that 3 days. The next is I literally make 50 check boxes that after making each coaster, I literally check it out, tick it out, my pencil with my hands. You can also do all this digitally, but I like to do it with my pencil, everything manually. The next one is a part of the planning, as well as this makes my work easy, that is the scheduling. I have two types of schedule for this. Now for scheduling, I understand how the resin coasters will take the time to cure fully, or how I'm gonna make the resin coasters in the time that I have. Now this will sound little complicated, but I'll make sure to make you understand how much ever possible from my side. So the schedule one, I'll sit at 6 a.m. to start my work, and it will take me around 1 hour to pour the base of the beach theme to all the 10 molds. At 7 o'clock I'll finish pouring all the resin, and then I have to just close it so there's no dust falling on the resin. Now I'll need approx of 5 to 6 hours for the resin to cure, because the resin I got for the base one is around that cures for around 5 to 7 hours. So I'll wait till 5 hours. If you calculate from 7, after 5 hours, that is 12 o'clock. At 12 o'clock I come back, I'll check if my resin is cured. Once it is cured, the next thing I have to do is add stickers and then add shells, and on top of that I have to put the transparent resin coating. So before starting itself, I have cut the stickers with my cricket machine. Now I have to put the stickers first. So peeling off the stickers and sticking it will take me approx 15 minutes for all the 10. After that I place the shells, around 4 to 5 shells in each. That will take around 10 minutes. The next is I have to pour the glossy, that is the top layer of the resin on these molds, which will take me around, let's say, 35 to 45 minutes. Now if I start my work at 12 o'clock for this will take me around 1 to 1:30 to do all this work. That is the second part of the resin coasters. Now the top layer will take around 10 to, let's say, 10 to 18 to 24 hours to cure, but I'll wait for 10 hours for it to cure. As I have poured, I'll again cover it. So from 1:30, if you calculate, it will come around 11:30 p.m. or 12 a.m. in the midnight. You can come and demold it. So in one day, if you start your work at 6 o'clock, your work will get over at 12. You can demold everything, keep a silicone mat or plastic sheet and demold everything and keep on it. Make sure you do not place it one two other attached. Just make sure there's space between them. It is not fully ready. That is the reason we are placing it in the plastic, on the plastic sheet or the silicone mat, so it cures more. But at least the 10 resin coasters that you pour in the morning is ready. So the 10 quantity in a day you are ready to make. So this is schedule 1. This is the time slot you can follow to make your coasters, 10 coasters in a day. So either you can follow this schedule, or I'm gonna tell you one more schedule that you can try. So it's same as the first schedule. At 12 o'clock you literally demold everything, places there. Either you can go to sleep and then in the next morning follow the schedule 1. But what I did was at 12 o'clock, disturbing my sleep schedule, but what I did is at 11:30, 12 o'clock, once I demolded everything, again wiped my mold nicely, and then I again poured the base for these coasters. I thought let's pour everything again, so which took me around 1 hour to pour the same thing. The one we did at 6 a.m. I did again at 12 a.m. So I poured everything, which took me around 1 a.m. So once I was done with that, I literally closed everything and went to sleep. Then I slept for around 7 to 8 hours, you can say, and then came in the morning. So in that way I came around, let's say, 8 or 9 o'clock to my studio, and then now I'll take 10 minutes to put the stickers, shells, and then another 45 minutes put the top layer. So in that way at 9 o'clock I did this, and it took me, let's say, 10:30 to finish the top coating. Then I waited for 10 hours. So that is around 7 or 8 p.m. I came back, demolded it, kept it aside, and then cleaned the coasters, and then again poured. So this was like a continuous process. So these two schedules I have named for them. The first schedule is like a standard schedule. You follow that every day, same pattern. The second schedule, I call it this continuous cycle schedule. That is, you keep moving. There's no break, you keep moving. So according to your choice, you can make schedule and follow this. So I usually, if I have a work, I make two schedules, that is one standard and the continuous one. This makes me choose which one I want to follow and which one has maximum rest time also. I hope this was easy for you guys to understand, because this is how I do. I hope I explained it well. Next is one extra step I do. This I personally like to do. It is not like you have to do, or that should be a part of your process. That is the log book. This is for myself, that I have done the work and it keeps me motivated. You saw the page, right, where I have done the scheduling, planning, everything. The below space I leave it and write log book. After every time I do the work, I have done one part, I come here and I write what I did at that time. So if at 6 a.m. I poured everything, I come and write 6 o'clock I have poured 10 pieces. Sometimes if you just pour 9 pieces, in case your inventory gets over in between or something happens and you have poured only 8 or 9 pieces, and I come and write that I pour only 8 or 6 pieces. Or what happens is sometimes 1 or 2 pieces get destroyed, some of the other things happen, I write that also, 1 piece got destroyed and what I did. And sometimes if I run out of stickers, I print that in between, so I write that also, that I printed sheets, stickers. Now I write that as well. It makes me keep going, and also in the end it acts like a tally for me while calculating the number of coasters that I have finished. This makes me dedicated, like in a discipline for me to work, because I'm a person who gets demotivated or procrastinates or easily comes out of the plan that I have. So this way, this keeps me going. So this is a personal thing or a personal touch that I do while doing the work. So now a lot of talking is done. I'm gonna show you the whole behind the scene and also the method that I do to make the beach coasters. So watch it. Here I have placed all my molds. I'm taking the pigment and rubbing it inside the cup like this, slimming the pigment because it is solid inside the cup. I'm mixing the dark blue with this light blue so that it becomes in the same family of blue and not looks very different. Same way I'm putting all the pigments in the cup and slimming it this way so that when I pour the resin there's no chunks of pigments lying inside the resin. Measuring the resin, pouring in each cup of the pigments I have used. For the white pigment I have used a small cup, and now mixing the resin with the pigment. In this way it will nicely mix with the pigment and no chunks is left. So 2 blues are done. Next I'll be going to the mix it so well so that check if there's any chunk or any pigment lying around like that. Make sure that you double check. I have got the sand color as well. Mixing again, checking the thickness. We want a little thick. We want the resin to be little thick so that it doesn't mix too much when two colors you're putting next to each other. If you put it when it's fully liquid in a very liquidy form, then it mixes. So make sure you wait and let it thicken a little bit. So I am putting here the first pigment, that is the blue color, the dark shade of the blue nicely. Whatever shape, like a little curve, I am giving it like the wave placement. So I'm using the pigment and then the tool to just kind of spread it and give it some kind of shape. Again, I'm going to show you two methods of how I do the waves. You can choose whichever way you like according to the waves. Which one you like, you can choose that. In this first method, I apply the dark blue. Then I'm putting a transparent layer of the resin after the blue. Now I'm putting the light blue. So between the two blues, there's a little layer of transparent so that the color doesn't mix too much and you have a gap with the transparent. I hope it's easy for you guys to understand. Now again I'm going to put a transparent layer of resin after this blue, and then I'm going to put the blue on the transparent resin that we have put, so that when we are creating waves it doesn't mix too much with both the blues, and the white helps to spread the waves nicely. After pouring the white, you'll see the bubble thing which has come because of the cell serum. So either you can use a card and try to make waves out of it, or what I do is I take my tool and slightly blow. Don't blow too much, it destroys the waves. Slightly in a 45-degree you have to create waves. Check if it suits according to your idea, if the waves are looking good or no, and then you can add more white if you need, if you think the waves are less. Now this is the second method I'm going to show. I'll put the blue first, then transparent, then I'll add the white. So I'm creating waves one after the other. According to the output, you can choose with which method you like. So you see I have created the waves here. Now then I'll take the next shade of blue, then add transparent and waves. So in this you'll see the second waves a little less, and the first wave with the light blue, which that will overpower the second wave. That is the whole point of this. And in the end, once my sand color gets thick, more thick than the blue ones, I'll pour it, and then I'll put the white pigment and then again create little bit of the waves, transparent layer and then the white one for waves. Make sure you use transparent, it helps a lot and does not make the pigments mix too much. Then I'll cover it with plastic lid so that no dust goes out. After 5 minutes I come, then I take tissue and rub it on, like clean it on the base layer, because the cell serum kind of gives like an oil secretion which I do not like. So I'm taking the tissue to wipe off the excess oil, because we have to stick the sticker, right? So I have all the stickers from my Cricut machine. These are the shells I'm using. I'll put the shells, these are the small ones I'll use. I'll transfer the sticker to my transfer sheet nicely. I have the Cricut tool to transfer nicely. Now we are going to put the sticker. Make sure you're putting it a little above from the middle point, because in the down part we are going to put shells. So that is what I'm going to do. Nicely take your time while doing this, because sometimes the golden sheet tears, which we do not want, because one sticker, the golden sheets cost a little lot. That is why I want to tear it, so I'm carefully placing each detail of the sticker. Another method what you can do is try to put the shells and then see how your sticker will look on the coaster and adjust accordingly. So that is what I'm doing it here. It took me time to understand how to create waves. I have got like many failed attempts while trying to learn the beach wave effect, but I think I finally got it. Now I think I can do it anytime. I think I have mastered it, you can say that. Now after the sticker, I'm pouring my top layer. I'm using the epoch resin. That's my favorite for creating like glossy work. It's an amazing product. Either you can fill it with the transparent one, or you can fill it to a level of your choice. Then I'm going to take this and burst the bubbles. After covering it, I'll come after 1 or 2 hours just to check if there's any bubbles coming out. Sometimes there is bubbles after 1 or 2 hours. After 10 hours, I demold it, then place it in a plastic sheet and then let it cure by itself. So after 10 hours, I demold it so that I have the mold to create the next batch. At 10 hours, it nicely demolds. Still, for extra cure, I just keep it in the plastic sheet, like the distance between them, and the old stock I keep it inside the basket. These two tools I use. So to remove the sharpened edges, this is the deburring tool. Either you can use this one or the motor one to sand the edges nicely. I was not worried about the proper circle shape, because the order was for asymmetric edges. Now make sure you wear a mask if it's too much work, because sometimes it just goes inside your nose or your mouth. You don't want the flies to just enter your body. So this is how I sand, just lightly to the edges. Just see if it's too pokey or no, and then accordingly use your tool to that. This part is definitely time consuming, and sometimes I feel it's very boring because it takes so much time and you have to do like 50 coasters. So I literally watch something in the side and do the sanding work, everything. And the dust particles is so much. Make sure you have your dirty cloth that is around you. So whenever it's too much dust on your desk, keep cleaning it or wiping it into the dustbin. So I think I'm done with the 50 coaster sanding. This is how my hand looks. So much dust and few more final touches that I have to give. Deburring tool takes a lot of time, so you can invest in this tool and just sand it nicely. Here I have the cloth to clean it nicely, to clean the cloth. Either you can use the acetone or just water. I've also done the golden edges with the gold pen. I'll put all the links of the product in the description box. You can check out. The coasters have come out so good. I'm loving how they are looking. I'm so happy with this set of order. It's looking amazing. Just look at the gloss, the neatness. I love how it has come out. Super happy with the coaster. Either you can keep it like a showpiece or you can use it as a coaster. Okay guys, so that was the BTS of how I made 50 resin beach theme coasters for a wedding favor. I hope you guys liked it and found it informative. I wanted to make sure that I share maximum details and knowledge what it goes behind the scenes. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have small business or if you do any type of artwork, do let me know in the comment section. This is my Instagram ID and this is my small business Instagram ID. You can follow both of them, and anything else you can put it in the comment section. And thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you like this video, comment and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time with a brand new video. Bye.